Do, 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 do,
Hot Daddy's in the building, broadcasting live from a few parts unknown. Joining me as always on the sticks, he's that bad dad of COD. You might know him as Muscle V, but we know him as Dixie.
Yo, yo.
And our executive producer, the man that shirts have forgotten. He is the Pantsman.
Mousetrap.
And you can feel free to ask me anything, for I am your king of COD. I am Jeeves, and I welcome you to another edition of Call of Daddy 2. Tonight, darkness falls upon the COD Daddy universe. We're being invaded by the brainless. We've tested our metal all week. But before we unleash the undead, Muscle V, remind us what happened last time.
Last time on COD Daddies, Pantsman was still living with no AC. And as his suffering continued, the heroes held another drinking episode and talked about blackouts. Unbeknownst to our heroes, they were in for a surprise when Flying High made an appearance and became guest judge. Weird enough, he also had no AC.
That was weird.
The heroes
He
went
was on theme.
The heroes went on to main event by giving their answers to each blackout scenario. And after some questionable decisions, Jeeves won again.
Oh, Dynasty is born. That's right.
So let's listen in as the heroes continue their quest for some goddamn air conditioning.
Muscle V. Yeah, a lot of fun having Flying V crash the party, or Flying High crashing the party. Lots of fun. I highly recommend go check it out. His own channel, if you're on the Twitch, if you're listening to us on YouTube, I don't think that'll do you any good, but he's got his own weird thing going where they do some role playing over there.
Ooh.
So check him out. Yeah, check him out sometime. And if not, hopefully he'll show up again on another drinking episode. That was a lot of fun. All right, Pantsman, everyone's in suspense. Please, what is happening?
Okay. So I'm going to give you the full scoop. So I think where I left off last, it's been about a week that I have not had air conditioning. I've been very fortunate that this week has been cooler than last week, so I haven't been exactly suffering for it. But it's been frustrating not knowing when it's going to get fixed or how it's going to get fixed or what's going to happen. Do I have to deal with escrow? That sounds like a nightmare. So I had sent an email that was ignored by my landlord, and then I sent a text message where he said, I'll look into it, and then never replied. So today at lunch, I sent another text message, and this text message said, do you have that update? Really went passive aggressive with it.
Ooh.
Do you think they read in that the subtext?
I don't know. I will say that after, and this is very peculiar, after I sent that text, the email that I sent, so this is very strange. So the way I get an email from the landlord that says, and I'm pulling it up now so I can read it. But it basically said, I'm copying this tenant on this email, just looking for an update on his AC. Like the way he wrote the email was like, hey, I'm reaching out to maintenance to ask them to give everybody an update, but I'm including this tenant so that when they reply, I find out what their answer is. So he doesn't have to be the middleman, right?
Sure.
But the email, he didn't send an actual email to maintenance. Like there was no, like he replied to my initial email to him. Like there was.
Oh, he just replied to you?
Yeah, he replied to me. Like, I don't see where he's actually communicating realistically with maintenance at all. But whatever. So
might be why this might be why it's taken so long.
Yeah.
Are you maintenance?
God, I hope not.
That would actually explain a lot. You just aren't fixing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like it's your fault at this point, right?
That's why you get rent so cheap. That makes tons of sense.
So I have a
God,
job.
We're dead already.
That was bad.
Oh no.
So I have a job where I have to.
Yeah, maintenance. We know.
Oh
We
my
just
God.
heard.
Oh my God. No, it's a job at a computer, and I work from home, so I'm just at my computer, and I occasionally have to make phone calls. It's not very common, but occasionally I have to put on my headset, make a phone call. So I am on hold, making this phone call to whoever I'm calling, and I hear a knock at the door, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Like the one moment I'm indisposed, I'm gonna get this knock at the door. Now, usually maintenance after a few knocks, if they don't get a response, they do have permission to enter, so they will come in anyway. But he kept knocking, like he wasn't going to just use the key that I know he has. So like I think he knocked 3 separate times. And the whole time I'm like on the phone. I can't engage with it. I can't be like, oh, you know what? Just I'm sorry, customer. Can you hold for a minute? I got the maintenance guy here. I got to deal with.
Yes, you should be doing that.
No, well, again, I knew he was going to come in. So he walks in because again, he has a key. If he's not hearing me, he just no, he can come in. It's not a big deal. And I was stark naked. No, I'm kidding. So he walks in, and I kind of gesture to him like I'm on the phone, but please come in. And so he comes. He takes like 30 seconds looking at the like HVAC unit in my closet, my little like utility closet. And then he starts to, now at this point, the phone call has ended. Like it was not like a long phone call. Like I managed to turn the phone call off. That's not English. Oh boy. I'm a little tired tonight. Anyway, maintenance guy is like miming to me, trying to say like I'm going up to the attic, but he thinks I'm on a call, so he's like miming at me. I'm not even wearing the headset anymore, but he's just like miming at me because he doesn't want to like disturb me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm off the phone. Do whatever you got to do. So he goes up to the roof. He's gone for like I don't know 5-10 minutes. Comes back.
Why didn't you just give him the thumbs up and pretend you were on the phone?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
All right.
Anyway, he comes back, and he's like, "Is it working?" And I'm like, "How? Even if it is, like, it just started. Like, what? I'm not like standing at a vent the whole time. Like, I don't know what you're talking about." So I went to like the bathroom vent, which is the easiest one to access, and just like felt it. And it did seem colder. It was not hot enough yet outside to be like obvious that this is really cold air coming through, but it definitely felt colder than like the lukewarm air that was going through the fan before. So
you've been getting air this whole time. It just
the
wasn't.
fan works. It was
Okay.
just there was no air conditioning. Like it wasn't cool air. It was just the same hot air being blown around.
Got it.
Do you think he just went up there and like kicked the unit and he's like, that should work?
I think he kicked the unit. Yeah.
Honestly, it doesn't matter. I don't know how to get on that roof. So even if that was an option for me, I wouldn't know how to do it.
He figured it out.
Yeah, how are you maintenance
sure did.
and you can't get up on the roof?
There you go. But yeah, so it is back. I'm glad that today was not that hot anyway. So even if it was not fixed, it wouldn't have mattered too much yet. But yeah, glad to just have this thing behind me, and it feels weirdly
so we're
planned.
You're officially calling it.
I'm calling it. I have fixed air conditioning, and I feel like it's weird that this week of shows all kind of themed around the idea of me not having air conditioning. It feels a little too cute that like at the end of the week, Bo is wrapped on it. Just it's done.
Well, it's a real bad sign though. If it is keeping up theme, that means we're going to zombie apocalypse tonight. So, could be a problem.
So if I'm you, I'm fucking pissed off. All I had to do was kick the fucking unit on the roof, and it was good, right? Like
you mean you're mad at yourself for not figuring out how to get on the roof?
No, I'm mad for the company for not coming and kicking the fucking thing on the roof. Like they didn't even need an HVAC guy, right? Like it was just some random maintenance guy.
No, it takes a deft touch.
I don't know I think it was just a maintenance guy, but I mean he didn't identify himself in any way. In fact, like at no point did he say, "Hey, it's Frank from maintenance." Like it was just a guy in plain clothes walking into my apartment and like looking at my utility closet. So like obviously he was maintenance, but it in hindsight it is a little bit weird.
That's how like the Ocean's movies, that's how they get on. they pretend to be maintenance guys. Maybe it was somebody doing a heist.
Oh my god, what if it was the hacker?
Oh,
What if what if this
wow.
whole thing was just a ruse to get access to my utility closet?
that makes a lot of sense.
That's it.
Elon's in your own building now. Oh no.
I'm just saying, 10 minutes
Oh my
of
god,
work.
I don't know why I didn't put this together. He looked, and I mean this exactly. He looked exactly well like Mark Zuckerberg, but close enough, right?
Close enough. Absolutely. Ugh, never let anyone in your apartment without them showing you credentials. Don't you take a yearly compliance training?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if he walks into my apartment or I like open the door? I'm like, can I see your badge?
I mean, actually, that's not that unreasonable.
So I guess, are you cool with how long it took to get this done? And are you gonna say
Russell
anything?
V?
Or-
Fantastic.
So here's the
fantastic
thing.
fun.
Here's the thing. Let's say the kind of day I had on last Thursday. Last Thursday, I came home to that 88-degree apartment or whatever. It was so hot. It was so unpleasant. Like if I came home, or if I was because I was working from home. If I spent all weekend and then all of this week just steaming in a hot apartment because it was a really hot day all week. If I was really suffering and uncomfortable and miserable because my air conditioning wasn't fixed in a timely manner, I would be losing my shit. And I would have been much more aggressive about like, you have to fix this. But because I got a break in the weather and most of my time with no air conditioning was actually quite comfortable and cool outside and inside, I really don't care.
Yeah, but like, you got lucky that
yes.
the weather was
Yeah, you got
nice.
lucky that your AC crapped out.
But it is a good lesson that you know, sometimes these things are seasonal. Like it is not, again, I don't really think that my landlord was dicking me around. I think there was genuinely a surge in not just their units needing fixed. I think the whole city probably had a bunch of people discovering, oh shit, nobody turned this on for 6 months, and suddenly a lot of them aren't working.
That's not your problem, though.
Well, it is my problem because that's like, what are they supposed to just throw money at like jumping to the front of the line? Like,
Yes.
what are you gonna do?
You
what
paid
you just
them.
said.
They need to figure it out.
Okay, well now my rent's going up even more.
That's fine.
Thank you. That's great.
At least you got AC.
No, I mean I think the real lesson for me here is once it starts to get warm, but it's not a heat wave, like wait until like mid or maybe even early April. Just test that AC. Just find out. Same thing with the heating. Like you can bet your bottom dollar that come like September, maybe early October, I'm going to turn that heat on just to make sure it's working so that when it's actually cold out, I'm not going to be shocked to find out that my heat just flat out don't work.
I will say at this point, I probably wouldn't turn the AC off ever.
Yeah.
Just leave it on forever.
What's the actual chances a year from now that you remember this lesson? I know it's deeply ingrained right now, but real talk.
That's a great question. I would say it's anyone's game at this point. I mean, that's a 50-50.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm putting it at 40-60, you remember, but pretty close. It's just like,
no,
I will never ever forget. It's never going to happen again. I'm never going to be stuck in this position again. Can't wait.
Like I said, when I've had a maintenance issue that was just like my refrigerator door came off once, and you know I've had little tiny issues, nothing too crazy.
Wait, what?
Can I tell you that one?
No.
Yeah, one day I was making my lunch.
What?
I thought I told you this story. Yeah. So one day I was making my lunch, and I went to the fridge. And I make a salad at lunch, so I've got a bunch of different ingredients. I'm going in and out of that door. That door's open. So the third trip to the refrigerator door, I open it, and the door just comes with me. Like it just comes off the hinge.
Now, had you been lifting a lot that week?
Nah, man. Nah.
Oh, I see.
So that week ever. So yeah, it just came right off, and I was like, I was very dumbfounded by it. I tried to
I'm
like
kind of
see,
dumbfounded listening to it.
I was trying to see like
Did you
what exactly happened.
did you have no indication this was going to happen beforehand?
None.
Like, how many times did you use the
It
door?
wasn't getting loose. It wasn't like there was nothing about it that like seemed odd or off or unusual. It was like normal door, normal door, normal door. Door doesn't come back on. Like door is just gone.
That's wild.
It was wild, and I really looked. I tried to figure out like I thought it was something maybe I could just like maybe there was like a screw that came loose and I could just screw it back in. I didn't know if it would actually need a maintenance guy to come, but I could not figure it out. Now I was able to figure out how to sort of press it back on and seal the door so that it would stay closed and not just be leaking all the cold air out and overheating the unit. Like I managed to put the door back on.
That's like how you solve when you break a toy. You're just like, oh, it's still kind of staying up. That's not how you you solve your food going.
But well, it's not a long-term solve because the hinge is still broken. So anytime you go to open the door comes off.
Right.
Now I sent in that lunch break. I put in a maintenance request. They were there like 2 hours later or less to come
they're
and fix
probably
it.
like, we've been waiting for this call. We can't believe it took you this long.
In fairness,
Most of the
I
just
did
crashed.
not specify that I was able to like leave the
Same.
door on.
Smart. That's very smart.
Yes. But anyway, so like generally speaking, they're pretty good about coming quickly for things that need fixed. But I think there are some things that are seasonal, some things that you can kind of predict. Like if everybody's going to have the same issue at the same time, try to get ahead of it.
All right, well, we're very excited for you to be living in human conditions again, even though you don't really know how to use AC anyway. We're still thrilled for you. Let's move on to tonight. So we got a lot to break down. Tonight I think the zeitgeist has kind of moved on from their obsession with zombies, but I haven't. I love zombie talk. It's about as crazy. If I'm picturing a post-apocalyptic world, it's going to be zombie that I'm thinking about every time, right?
It's
Easily
like
the most fun one to run through.
Well, I think the thing about that, and I feel like one of the reasons I feel like it's kind of petered out is because so much of like the Walking Dead style of just like zombie obsession has been kind of focused on this kind of idea that like people are the real, like the zombies aren't really the problem. It's the people. Like
Right.
Everybody's evil, and you're trying to serve. You can't do it. Like one thing that frustrated me about The Walking Dead was like anytime they're like
show.
trying to, well, yes. But anytime they were trying to like build a society back and like actually do something interesting, it was like, nah, we're just gonna have them fight again and ruin whatever. Like at some point they ran out of food and gas and everything and just didn't acknowledge it in the show.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
so anyway, I like the more traditional zombie of just like bunch of dead people walk around, you try to kill your way past them, and then you haul up somewhere and just try to survive. Like, you're not fighting everybody necessarily. You're just trying to like eat and not get eaten.
Well, no, I mean, you still do go build a society at some point. Society returns to existing.
Yeah, I'm just saying like it's not. I don't get as much fun out of like it's just a bunch of like dumb tribes fighting each other. Like I'm more interested in one single tribe isolated trying to like figure out how to grow corn or whatever.
Yeah, I know how much you love those farm dramas. What are you talking
I'm not
about?
gonna. I know you gave me so much shit for this, but like The Walking Dead, that first season that everybody thinks is like a masterpiece, I was like, it's fine. The second season where they were on a farm, I was enthralled. I loved that season. That was the best season of that show.
I mean, looking back, season 2 wasn't that bad, but no, season 1's much better. I mean, season 1's only 6 eps or something like that, so real easy to have it crisp. It turns out you just love farms. Maybe you should just like, play Farmville or Stardew Valley or something like that.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if I was on an actual farm, I would fucking hate it.
Well, that's why I gave you a video game version. I'm not.
I know.
I know who you are. I don't think you're going to be tilling soil or whatever.
Oh God, nah.
Yeah, we. I don't. Have I explained our weed situation? Not the fun drugs. The rampant plants that we don't want to grow.
You have not.
Dandelions, and I think we have thistle. We believe.
Thistle.
Yeah, we think the ones that are like really sharp when you go to pull them out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, so we didn't. So we had our daughter last year, and we didn't take any care of our garden. It was our first summer with a garden, and we're just like, fuck it, we got to focus on having a baby. And we had some weeds. We finally like got to a place where we decided to pull them towards the end of the summer, and then like a week later they came back in 16 times strength. I was like, well, shit.
That's interesting.
It turned into like a fucking forest overnight almost. I was like, well, it's the end of the season. We'll get it next year.
Quick question: when you pulled the weeds, did you put them in a pile? Did you like bag them? Like, what did you do with the weeds you pulled?
I don't. So I will say, Lil Fuse did most of the pulling. So I don't know exactly the methods.
That's not shocking, by the way.
Well, to be fair, it was because unlike your kid, our daughter's a horrible sleeper, and she would just start freaking out when we put her to bed. If it didn't matter how long we tried, she would just be losing her mind. And so I just listened to the monitor while she went and spent some energy and not listen to our daughter freak out.
Okay,
it was a good system.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, you can fuck off. I get it.
But yeah, I only ask because I'm wondering if like I know there are some plants like if you pull the weeds out and like just leave them, like you think you've killed them because you pulled them out, like they'll just like grow back. Or maybe there was some kind of like the rustling of them, like they were just a tiny little plant, but then maybe when you like went to pull them out, it just like spread their seeds everywhere, and suddenly you were like propagating them.
That's the dandelions do that.
Yeah, I think it was that like that time of their cycle where they're getting ready to shed anyway. So I'm sure by pulling them, then it made it worse. But it was cleared for like 6 days, and then when we came out the next time we looked outside, we're like, holy fuck, it's like a rainforest out in our garden.
Damn machine gun.
So we were pulling some today. We were getting out the roots this time. We're really going for it. We're containing the seeds, but holy shit, I pulled so many weeds today. We're nowhere near done.
Yeah, it's astounding. Like you'll be like, oh, it's just like a short little patch on the side of the lawn, and then like you're an hour in, you're fucking tired. You've done like maybe a quarter of it, and you've got like a pile 2 tons heavy, and you're just like, what the fuck? How is this possible?
That's exactly what my day was, and we're nowhere near done. Ugh. I wouldn't even say we got the bulk of it. It's crazy.
Do you like spray that area?
We are gonna do, I think, Roundup. I don't know. We got a little kid who's just about to be walking. Like we've taken like 5 steps at this point. I'm worried that we're gonna spray Roundup the day she learns how to sprint. I'm like, fuck.
What do you have like a plan for the thing you're weeding, or you just don't like those weeds?
Do we have a plan?
Like you're gonna plant flowers?
Oh, I know what you meant. I'm trying to think of what we're doing with the current area. I think we're gonna plant a couple plants. We tried to grow a lavender plant, and then the weeds immediately killed it last year.
Right. Yeah.
So we're gonna do a couple of those.
Another way that I've heard, I've never tried this, but another way you can do is like pull them and then like put a tarp down to like kill out anything that would, like if it got sunlight, it's just going to grow back. But you like basically fully kill it after like a few weeks of no sunlight, and then you can plant whatever you want.
So the previous owners or somebody did that for our house, and it didn't work. Still have weeds.
Well, you say it didn't work, but you've never had a forest of weeds, I don't think.
No.
They're always going to be weeds. They're gonna. I mean, it is life. It will find a way, as Jeff Goldblum likes to say.
That's right. Did you guys know that dandelions are a superfood?
In what way?
You should eat them.
They got a shitload of Yeah, actually, you can eat most of them. You can eat like the flower. You can eat the leaf. You can eat the root.
Okay, I
Like
have
a
a question
shitload
because I've
of
always been
nutrients.
confused by this. You've got the like little yellow flower that's a weed, and then you've got the like weird white thing that you blow on and like they scatter.
And that
Are
causes
those
more
both
weeds.
dandelions?
Yes.
Okay. Does like one grow into the other, or it's just like different versions of the same thing?
Like, it gets older, it gets white hair.
Just like you, bud. All right, anyway, back to the zombies. So how about you, Muscle V? What's your where are you at with zombie lore? We heard most of Pantsman's thoughts.
So, I just watched Peacemaker. Have you guys watched that?
I haven't heard of it. No idea
Nope.
what you're talking about.
It's with John Cena.
Oh yeah, right. Is that a zombie thing?
So
It's a superhero thing, right?
it's a superhero thing, but the butterflies kind of take over the people's bodies. So I mean, do you consider that like zombies?
Then they get do the butterflies leave the bodies, or is it once they take over they've got that body?
Once they take over, they have that body until that body dies, then they can fly out and take a different body.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's pretty zombie-like.
Yes, I just watched that. Pretty good movie. Yeah, I don't like it. Not a fan.
You didn't
Well,
like the movie because it was a bad movie, or you didn't like the concept because it was terrifying?
You can't
I
say
didn't-
pretty good movie.
I
and then
didn't
say
like the
that you didn't like
concept
it.
because I don't want to be a butterfly.
What?
Well, yeah. No,
Yeah, you gotta watch the show.
no, obviously,
No,
obviously
I'm
you don't
pushing-
want to be.
I'm pushing back on the idea that you don't want to be a butterfly. We all want to spread our wings, buddy.
You don't spread wings; they take over your body. They pretty much
Do
kill
you
you,
get-
and now you're a butterfly.
Do you gain butterfly powers?
Actually, yeah, they're pretty strong.
What? What?
But it's not you anymore. You're dead. It's just them controlling your body.
You know what they always say? Butterflies are the strongest of creatures. What do you mean they're strong? Why does butterflies taking over make you strong?
That's just their power. I don't know.
Great.
Your final answer for what is your relationship to zombies is a movie that wasn't about zombies.
It's a TV show, and it's pretty much zombies because they take over your body.
That's not really what I don't think that's what zombies do.
They're dead.
You mean
They're
like
dead.
you're dead?
I mean,
but
the
you're still
zombie-
moving? Oh,
The zombie virus is similar, I guess.
Yeah.
okay.
They're-
No,
they're-
I thought you were saying like you just. I misunderstood what you were saying.
In this case, they end up getting a little extra buff for no reason. Like I don't really get the butterfly powers, so that's a little different, I would say.
Have you ever
Right.
fought a butterfly?
I hate butterflies.
What? Why?
Went to
You have an actual reason.
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
One tried to land on me. I didn't like it.
Oh, that does sound like you, yeah.
It's like, why? Go land on something else.
Gosh. You're
So
gonna have
we'll-
fun when you've got a toddler. Kids love
Right?
butterflies.
I don't
Most
like,
people do.
I don't
Most
like
people
bugs
don't
landing
hate them,
on
at
me.
least. Most people are going to put butterflies in the bug category because they're generally like majestic looking and pretty cool.
What's funny is a moth is the exact same thing, but like brown and white. But
Moths are
people
gross.
are like, "Fuck moths, nasty
Well-
ass things."
Then they like hang out in your clothes and stuff in closets.
I've never had a problem with moths.
In your clothes, or when you see them, you're like, "Oh, what's up, my brother?"
No. I've never had an infestation of moths. I am as put off by them as everybody else.
Got it. They're also like weird and chalky.
I don't know what that means.
They're like if you touch them, they're like chalky, like chalk.
I endeavor never to touch them, so
You've never touched them once?
I may have, but I didn't linger on it long enough to register.
Well, I feel like I've caught them in my hands and stuff as kids. They're not like butterflies; like they don't escape as good.
I wasn't trying to. Now, what I did catch a lot of were lightning bugs. All
Well,
about
those
that
were-
lightning bug life.
I saw one while I was picking weeds in the day. I was like, "What are you doing out here, buddy? It's not night." Well, anyway, so we'll hear what you guys decide to do. But do you think you'd do well in the zombie world?
Oh, I'm so torn on this because I've thought a lot about this scenario. I've envisioned this scenario a lot.
Yeah, it's a reasonable activity.
There are aspects where I think I would do very well. I think I would do very well. And then I think about it in a non-romanticized way, in like a true, genuine, like realistic way of like low strength, low speed, low, like I'm very flaily and kind of I jump at things very easily. I don't know that I would actually do that great. Also, don't have any real practical skills.
Yeah, that's going to end up being a problem for literally all three of us, and Boo if he was even part of it. None of us have practical skills. I feel like most people don't have practical skills anymore, though, right?
I know exactly who Boo would be of this group. Boo would be the guy who gets like a small scratch that he knows damn well is dooming him to zombification. He's gonna keep it a secret, hide it. He knows he's gonna die. He knows he's gonna end up eating all of us, and he's gonna just let that go. He's gonna be that guy.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we'll be like, what's that scratch? Oh, I hit my knee.
It was worst pain ever. Yeah, that's dead on.
The worst part is once he turns over, once he becomes a zombie, it's gonna be damn hard to tell the difference. He's gonna linger for like 3 days trying to eat our brains. We're like, go away, Brad. Like, you're annoying me.
I drank.
Oh, shit.
It is especially if it was nighttime, you'd have no idea. You wouldn't be able to tell him at all. It's like, man, you really got to lay down, dude.
Yeah, that would be the tell. That would be the thing that would made us realize he was a zombie. Is he would be like trying to stay up late.
It'd be 10:15 and he's not trying to go to bed. Yeah, that'd be a good sign. So you guys got any? Is Walking Dead your favorite zombies thing, or what's your favorite movie or show or game?
Well, I would say no for The Walking Dead. I mean, just in terms of volume, like the amount of show they made and the amount of show I even bothered to watch, definitely not that. Even though I've probably seen more of that show than more hours of Walking Dead than any other singular like zombie thing. I liked Shaun of the Dead, like the comedy that came out. That was
Shaun of the Dead's great.
Yeah. And I'm also I really enjoyed the Night of the Living Dead and the Day of the Dead, like the classic original zombie films, sort of original zombie films.
Day of the Dead, is that the one that's like the first movie in a series? Is that right?
No, so Night of the Living Dead is a black and white film.
Oh.
It's from the 60s. It is a classic. It holds up. It's really good. And then my brother he's a huge movie buff, and he used to be really into the franchise. So he told me all this stuff about it. So George A. Romero was the director who made Night of the Living Dead, and he had this partner that they had a difference of opinion. So the partner went off and made Living Dead movies. So there's a bunch of terrible zombie flicks called something The Living Dead. Whereas George A. Romero continued to make movies and just called them Of the Dead. So like Dawn of the Dead was the sequel, and Day of the Dead was like the third one.
So to watch black and white movies, you need a special TV for that? I've never seen one.
Fuck you.
I can't imagine I would want to watch it though, for real. I don't even like horror to begin with. Forget going back and I'm thinking of, is it Evil Dead I'm thinking of? Have you seen that movie?
Evil Dead's its own trip. That is very I guess there's sort of some zombie stuff in it, but it's not really about the zombies.
Right, yeah, it's about evil, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't love that movie.
One of the fun things about the Dawn of the Dead is that's the one that's set in a mall.
Okay.
So like the satire of that movie is like that basically when the dead come back to life, all they really do is just kind of mindlessly do what they were comfortable doing before. So like it's a movie from like the 80s. And so literally like the dead come back to life, and all they do is kind of wander aimlessly around the mall. It's actually really funny.
That's funny. So wait, that's the sequel to
Night of the Living Dead.
which was a '60s movie,
Yeah.
but then you're saying that this one's an '80s movie.
Might be 70s, but yeah, he didn't make very many movies, and he didn't make them very quickly.
I see. Okay. How about you, Muscle B? What's your default zombie? What's your favorite zombie flick, show, game, book? You a book guy? I know you're a big reader.
Okay.
Yeah, my favorite is the zombie book.
People say World War Z is a very good book.
I have heard good things about that.
No, I do like Call of Duty, and Call of Duty does have some pretty good zombie modes. So
Yeah, that's actually what got us started playing Warzone.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
So I would say that would probably be my answer.
We were devastated when they got rid of that mode.
Yeah. Well, they do have a standalone zombie mode in some other paid games.
Is it as good?
Which I haven't played.
Is it as good as the Warzone zombie mode?
I think it's better.
Really?
Yep.
Why are you surprised that the thing that costs money is better than the thing that's free?
This mode was great. So the zombies in this world were weird. They were very fast. They were like a World War Z zombie in that sense. And then they had this ability to super jump, like they were on the moon or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think they also had some powers, but really those were the two things I cared about.
An EMP or some shit.
Yeah, which makes no sense why they would have that, but was still fun to use.
Yep.
Now, are you more interested in a fan of the fast zombies or the kind of traditional slumbering zombies?
The fast zombie, with the World War Z zombie, is fun in the sense that they really do present more of a problem. Because, like you said, in the Walking Dead, for instance, they get a handle on the zombies eventually. They should get a handle on it sooner than they even do. Because they're slow, they're dumb. You know what they're going to do. They should never sneak up on you, that kind of thing. Which is why the World War Z zombies are fun, because they can. There's a reason why they'd be a threat no matter what defenses you build.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that movie's trash, and I think the book's rough too, because at some point I think they end up being smart zombies, which is really stupid at that point. I don't. Completely for me defeats the purpose. Yeah, they evolve into they can communicate or some crap. It's so dumb.
It's weird.
But yeah, there's a number of problems with the World War Z movie, but the mechanics the zombies have is fun. I think that makes for a more compelling zombie challenge.
I always like the slumbering, lumbering kind of slow-moving zombies, because they're kind of that, they're not very threatening, but they just keep coming. So it's like an overwhelming force kind of a deal. And bring it back to our earlier gardening conversation.
Dude, just go get a garden. Go join a community garden. I think you need this.
So when I was growing up, my parents had this big yard, and it had what we later discovered was actually called Japanese knotweed. It's like an invasive species. Okay. And we always called it bamboo because it kind of reminded us of bamboo, but it grew very fast, and it was fairly tall, and it was just this ridiculous plant that was it took over everything and was impossible to kill. But what would happen is it was really satisfying to get a big stick or a bat or something and just
real
swing
quick,
at it.
Did you just commit suicide?
No, I just lost the control of my plane shooting gun at King Kong. That's all.
So you committed suicide, okay.
It did probably look like I committed suicide.
Yeah, it was fun. It was you just whack at
You
this
beat the shit
stuff.
out of a plant, right?
Beat the shit out of a plant. It was very satisfying to do, and it was fun to pretend when you're a little kid it's a horde of zombies and you're whacking at it to, save yourself.
Yeah, you know what? I forgot how many times I've fought plants pretending it was something else. Like looking back, that's happened a lot in my youth. Like way more than I would have ever remembered. Well, did you win, or did the Natsu end up overtaking you?
Well, it was exactly like zombies. Like if I swung my bat, I couldn't lose. But eventually, you just get tired, and there's still a lot left.
That's a very bad sign for us. All right, before we jump into it, why don't you do your ad read?
Okay. So today's ad is brought to you by T Muscles. That's right.
Oh,
We're sponsored today by a branch off of the Muscle Tea.
The muscle tea.
It's
what the hell's the muscle tea?
relax. These are T muscles. So if you think you are a good candidate for testosterone, you can be big and strong by just injecting yourself with this experimental drug, testosterone, and get them T muscles. T muscles. It's a slogan.
So steroids? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's not technically steroids. Technically, it's testosterone.
Okay, so it's just a shot at a shot. Is it?
Well, they have gummies now. That's new. They just released some gummies. Yeah, some testosterone gummies. But if you ingest them orally, that doesn't work.
Now the product is the gummy.
Well, it's actually more of a lifestyle. So the way this one works, you
Okay.
kind of you're your own boss. You're gonna be your own boss. And do you like making money? Can I ask?
Love.
Okay, great. And do you want to be your own boss, have your own hours, do your own thing?
Yeah, more than anything.
Great. All you have to do is sign on that dotted line for T Muscle. And what you'll do is you'll instantly purchase a very large sum of the product, all the products, the range of products. And then
Makes sense.
you can go out and sell and make a huge profit. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm not a salesman. I don't want to sell a bunch of product. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to sell the product. First of all, it sells itself. But second of all, you are going to sell to your downstream. You're going to be selling this product off in bulk to people that you rope into this thing. And then they're going to buy a bunch of product from you. And whatever they sell, you get a cut of that. It's an innovative new process.
I love a downstream.
Yeah. So, T Muscles. It's a slogan.
So first off, I don't have the name because it's very close to the Muscle V. Not a fan of that.
That's like some synergy.
It is, yeah. So this is one of those cases where they were deciding whether to advertise on our channel, and they kind of just analyzed what do most of the ads like, what do people tend to respond to, and they kind of used that as a focus group to design the product.
You said it was a spin-off of Muscle V.
Yeah.
It is in the sense that they kind of ripped off elements of it, yes.
It's a competitor.
I don't think you know what a spin-off is.
Second point, did you do 2 ads in one?
What do you mean?
Like,
no, we asked questions and then it happened to turn into a business opportunity.
Oh, okay.
I've already signed both of you up under my downstream, so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
When's my shipment
when do I get my first? When do I get my shipment?
I do need some credit card numbers. We can do that off air, off mic, but I'm gonna need some credit card numbers.
I actually prefer on mic.
Great, that doesn't bother me.
That way we know it's legit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Whenever I'm at my keyboard. I'm ready for the numbers whenever you want to read them to me, buddy.
6 9 6 9 6 9 6 9 7.
Okay.
It expires 6/9.
Yeah.
That's A, not enough numbers, and B, it should start with like a 4-7
No,
Or
it's a Discover card.
Yeah,
well, Discover is like 6-3, I think.
it's a special one. It's the black card.
Yeah, it's the Discover Black.
I'm sorry, but I refuse to allow you to play the black card.
Why?
Not okay.
Fair enough. Anyway,
T-Muscle. It's a slogan.
Thank you, Team Muscle. Great slogan. I can't wait to join the stream. I'm sure all of our listeners are chomping at the bit. So, Pantsman, you want to just leave our info down below so that they can sign up or whatever our referral link is? However the fuck that works. What? I'm sorry. What
was that?
Why'd you turn into an elf?
That was the noise of me adding it into the feed.
Have you? What? Is that a computer noise?
Yeah, that's what computers sound like.
Have you ever used a computer?
I mean, you want me to pivot to mailbag? What do you say?
Yeah, maybe. I think you've lost your mind, man.
You know what
Which
that's
is
going
fine.
into? My record.
I think it's all the heat.
There was no maintenance guy. It was all an illusion.
That would be amazing. I mean, it would make sense. You clearly lost your fucking
What do
mind.
they call that in the desert?
Fuck. I know. Homage.
That's not right.
It's very close though, and I can't figure it out.
Mirage.
Thank you. I was starting to go crazy. Yeah, you've lost your shit. That's fine. Thank you, T Muscle. 1 second. The thing is not letting me go. Okay. All right. Anyway, well, let's jump into it. So we've tested our metal all week, guys. We've survived no AC. We've survived
Questionable.
in the jungle, and here we are. We've also survived a blackout, no electricity. I don't know how else we could test ourselves other than the be-all end-all test, the zombie apocalypse. The thing that Muscle V said is the only thing worse than lack of AC. Pretty much.
Truth.
Are you ready? You guys think you're able to handle this?
Did you think by our silence that we were not?
I honestly don't know. It's not our best look. Let's put it that way.
All right, Ed, you go ahead, do it.
Well, so I am concerned out the gate because when we came up with this idea, you said that being in the woods is the exact same as a zombie apocalypse, and that's very concerning because they're not at all alike.
Wait, who said that? Oh,
You.
you're saying
You said
saying,
you're like I'm.
that's
I'm
not
worried
exactly
the show
what I
will be
said,
the
but
exact
okay.
same. All right, what did you say? What do you think you said?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. And of course, they're very different things. You know, we're going to play under, well, you know what? Maybe we won't. Maybe I'll let you guys decide what zombie you're dealing with. That'll help inform the decisions you're making. All right?
All right.
So, I need a second to gather my thoughts.
God, you're the worst czar ever.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm fine. I'm okay. But I am the czar, so I will decide that Pantsman, you're going first, and you can fuck off. Muscle V, you're going to go second. I'll bring up the rear. That gives me time to collect myself.
Because your butt.
Oh, that's not. Can we? We're already dealing with zombies. Can we not do name calling?
Sorry, buddy.
That's fine. Wait, were you saying butty? Was that a dickhead pun?
I guess we'll never know.
All right. Well, Pantsman, kick things off, why don't you tell us what zombies you're working with? So we're going to build the best zombie apocalypse lifestyle. So you're going to first present the challenge that you're dealing with, and then you're going to tell us how you're dealing with it.
Okay. So okay.
What kind of zombies are we working with in your dream zombie apocalypse lifestyle?
In my dream journal, my perfect zombie.
Who's your inspo?
I'm not sure exactly how many options there would be, but I'm going with the slow, lumbering, dumb as bag of rocks, unlimited wave of zombies. That's the zombie apocalypse I'm envisioning, if that's what you're asking.
That is what I'm asking. Yeah. I just want to make sure that we know what we're working with when we're building these worlds. And there's no reason to criticize that. Just want to hear what you're doing. Same with you, Muscle V. What do you got going on?
Yeah, it's gonna be the same too. I don't want to deal with those fast motherfuckers.
That's smart. The only reason I think to choose fast motherfuckers is if you think you're highly capable. And even then, it's probably... that's my favorite laugh you've ever done.
That was like a Stanley from The Office laugh.
I guess
yes, you did play the black card.
I should ask for both of you. Is most of the world zombies? Early? Like, is it spread super fast, or is it a pretty slow moving contagion?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So I will say for me, I like the idea. I've always liked the idea of not just where you jump in and the zombie apocalypse already happened, and now you're just kind of in a zombie world where there are very few survivors. I love the idea of getting to experience it as it's happening. So obviously I'm going to survive at least for a little while. Like if it's a disease, I'm not going to succumb to it. If it's like, I don't know exactly what caused it, but over a course of several weeks or months, the dead have come back to eat the living, and they've slowly kind of overtaken in numbers, and we're kind of devolving into the last few who are surviving. So yeah.
So did it move faster than COVID?
It moved sort of like COVID, except for like when a COVID death happens, that's the end of it, right? Whereas with a zombie death,
do we know that
they are now actively trying to kill others? What? So it happens very quickly, exponential.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Muscle V. I think at this point we know that. I hope.
I don't know. I've never seen what happens to a dead person who died from COVID.
Great. I will say if COVID was the T virus from Walking Dead, I think we'd be fucked. All right, how about you, Muscle V? How fast did this virus move? Is it COVID speed, faster, slower?
I would say it's pretty slow. It's currently sitting in Atlanta, so they got their own shit happening. I'm not there.
So there's 10 zombies in your dream world, and
we're getting ready for it. Yeah.
For every section of this, you're gonna ask him like, "What's your whatever?" And he's gonna say, "Oh, it doesn't matter. They're in Atlanta. I'm not worried about it."
I'm just sitting on the beach hanging out.
The beach.
There was a movie with Dave Bautista. What was that called? Did you see that one? Did either of you guys see that? I think it was on Netflix.
I did see that one. I don't remember what it's called, but I did see it.
I don't either, but the plot's pretty good. There's a zombie outbreak in Vegas, and they have this super fun opening sequence. Yep. But it gets contained early. It doesn't spread past Vegas. So that is like a situation you could deal with. But they lose Vegas. Vegas is just toast.
Yeah, obviously I'm okay losing Atlanta.
Right, so do you want to do that kind of situation? Like Atlanta got fucked?
We'll figure it out as we go.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it easy because again, we're not capable people. I'm also gonna go slow lumbering. I'm gonna say it's spread even faster than COVID though. So there's like, 10% or less of the world's population.
Huh?
Okay. All right, we have set the scene. So now let's get back to focusing on you. So Pantsman. We're dealing with zombies, right? Oh no! Did you already turn? The heat took
I'm just kidding.
Good.
I'm not a zombie yet.
At least get through the fucking show. All right. So one of the famous things with zombie lore, there's always weapons involved. So what is your primary weapon? Obviously, you're going to be using a myriad of weapons to keep the zombies at bay if you're a survivor. But what are we dealing with in this scenario? What's your perfect weapon?
All right. I wish there was a way to prove this. I, honest to God, wrote this down before we got together. Like when we were doing our little pre-show chat, I was like trying to quickly answer some of these questions I knew you were going to ask. And I wrote this down. I didn't know we were going to talk about gardening. I didn't know we were going to talk about my history of attacking plants and pretending they're zombies. No. I didn't know any of that. And what I wrote down was weed whack.
You can have a weed whacker?
That was my plan.
You're talking about the, like, I'm guessing a gasoline powered thing with basically a spinny string that is pretty tough, usually plastic.
Yeah.
You don't want to go electric. You want to go gas.
I think there is, but if there's like a version of it that's more like a blade than a string, I would go with the blade. But yes, weed whacker.
That helps. Weed whacker. That helps a lot. I mean, it's still a terrible answer, but that helps a lot. Should we? Do you understand why this is a horrible answer in like many ways?
As I think about it, yes.
You have solved, like, so chainsaw is a classic answer, right? Chainsaw is problematic for a lot of reasons. For one, it gets stuck, which obviously your weed whacker is going to succumb to that, even if it's the bladed version. You benefit in the chainsaw because you got a little extra reach with the weed whacker. That's the one thing you got going. But it's a far less substantial blade. You're going to have to do a lot more weed whacking per zombie. And, of course, the biggest thing, it's fucking loud. You're attracting every zombie around. It's a horrible move.
Also, if you run out of gas, you're pretty much useless.
That's another thing. Yeah, maybe you found an electric one. Maybe you got a gas one. Either way, you need to keep resupplying it, or it's fucking corded, even worse.
Well, maybe in my scenario, I've already built like a gated community, and there are no zombies getting in. Maybe I just wanted to do some gardening, some light gardening.
For sustainability, I get it.
Oh, I mean, in that case, it's honestly a little bit of a better answer.
Yeah, no, it was definitely an answer that I thought would be funny more than practical.
It is. I mean, picturing you go to town on a zombie with a weed whacker is hilarious. As long as you understand it's a bad answer, that's good enough for me.
Well, I don't think we are necessarily building a team for this, but you don't know that my partner in crime has a really, really powerful leaf blower. So we're set.
Did it come in as a package, 2-for-1?
I bought that. It's a great purchase.
Yeah, I
highly recommend. It's a fantastic purchase, right? Like I spent like $70. I was like, well, this is going to be, both of these things are going to be trash. The leaf blower is not great. The weed whacker is excellent.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Sure. It takes me 10 minutes to take down a dandelion sometimes, but I'm sure it'll be fine against the zombie.
Well, if you're using the leaf blower for that, then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, I think a better answer for you might have been just a box fan, Pantsman.
Oof.
All right. How about you, Muscle? What's your weapon?
Obviously, it's going to be the ray gun from the Call of Duty zombie games.
Yeah, no, it does have to be a real gun.
It is a real gun. It's
a real world gun.
It's a real gun.
You're talking about a laser pointer. You just defended yourself with a laser pointer, buddy.
It shoots rays at the zombies and kills them. And depending what level they're at, it could do a one-shot kill.
Yeah, you're not.
Oh, well, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm on the Millennium Falcon, and I am far away from all the zombies because I flew off the planet. Like, what are you talking about?
That would be a good answer.
No, it wouldn't. You would crash the Millennium Falcon. It's very difficult to drive.
Wow, you had to attack my ability to fly it? That's where you had to go?
Yeah.
Right.
There's like 4 people in the Star Wars universe that can fly it. Why would you be able to?
Chewie's there. I mean, I'm not gonna fire Chewie.
Okay. Well, in that case, it's a good answer. What? Also, what are you actually picking? I'm not writing laser pointer.
It's not laser, but it's a ray gun.
That's not
it
a
has
thing.
to be a thing in the real world. We're doing a real world scenario about zombies.
Okay, so I just looked it up, and
Yeah?
actually,
What did you look up?
the U.S. military does have a low energy laser system that can zap shit. It's called Zeus, so it is real. It's just not the way it is in the
Are you
zombie
talking
movie.
about like the Star Wars program?
No, the U.S. military.
Yeah.
I don't know
The
what it's
thing that's
called.
like supposed to shoot down incoming nukes
I don't know
that
what
like
it
Reagan
is.
came up with.
I don't know, but I have it.
Okay, you're gonna have to do more research. I want to know more about this then.
I also do, because now it sounds sweet.
Yeah, that does sound sweet. I want to learn what you're talking about.
So
It's a
the
ray gun.
Zeus is a solid state laser weapon used by the U.S. military to neutralize surface landmines and unexploded ordnance.
What does it say its effectiveness against humans and/or zombies is?
That's a good question.
So it's a laser beam to heat target ordnance. It keeps using the word ordnance. I don't know what that means. To
Like
to
a
the
city
point
ordinance.
to the point of causing an explosive filler to ignite and start to burn. Therefore, it does not depend on the type. Oh my gosh, this is so technical.
I think you would be able to. You'd be able to burn someone's like spleen
Sweet.
or something like that.
That's awesome.
Maybe overwork the brain. I don't know.
It seems less like it's going to itself like you're thinking of like a science fiction laser that like
Right.
disintegrates people.
It's
This
not
sounds like
science
it
fiction,
kind of
it's real.
heats up. This heats up a landmine till it explodes itself. Like this isn't.
It's still pretty cool, but yeah, I think it's going to be a horrible pick for your main weapon. I also imagine
Actually,
it's pretty big.
By the way, landmine would have been a great pick.
Yeah, landmine is a good pick. Except that I don't know how to load a landmine.
I don't even know where you get one.
The store.
U.S.
Yeah,
military, I guess. Same place where you get the Zeus.
Giant Eagle.
Shiggle. Okay, so I'm writing down military
No, it's not
mine
military. It's the ray gun.
laser.
The ray gun from
I will
Call
say,
of Duty.
having Googled this, I'm sorry, having used the internet to find this, the one thing I would say that is kind of maybe an okay choice about this, it's basically a Humvee with a
Sweet.
giant thing on top.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not
It's an armored vehicle.
You'll at least be able to run over the zombies.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, again, it's still a horrible. You might as well have just picked like a bus, but whatever.
No.
I mean, I like the additional bit of having armor is nice. I'll give you that. Anyway, I'm up. I mean, guys, come on, you know what I'm gonna go with. Flamethrower.
Oh my god. There's no rain in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, what are you gonna use it for?
To heat up landmines.
This is such a bad choice. This is so much worse than the weed whacker. You're literally setting unstoppable. Like the whole point of a zombie, you have to like attack the brain and turn the brain off. But instead, you're gonna leave the brain more or less intact, so it continues to walk towards you while it's now on fire. Now you've got a flaming zombie coming at you.
I'm lighting their brain on fire, you idiot.
This doesn't work.
It's the landmine thing, but it's more targeted.
It is less targeted. It's an open flame. It's not a laser. It's not. No, this won't work. This is going. You're gonna have like even if you are able to aim at one zombie and superheat its brain enough to boil the brain, like you're gonna be in the process setting a bunch of like ancillary zombies on fire who aren't getting that super concentrated brain fire, and they're gonna be the whole time lumbering towards you to set you on fire while they eat you.
No,
they're gonna get a cooked meal out of you.
They'll be cooked before they. They'll be cooked before they get to me.
Doesn't sound like it though, does it?
I mean, with Pantsman's bad intel, yeah, but no, they start to get lit on fire. You're correct. It chains to other zombies. That's why it's super effective. Oh, I just got stomped in the face.
Well, that is exactly how it would go. You're holding your flamethrower. You're like, plan is working. All the zombies are on fire, and then you get knocked over and your face stomped in.
I will say the timing was bad, but I'm not facing King Kong in this. I think it'll be okay.
Now, King Kong, you could set him on fire. He's all fur. He's gonna go up like nothing.
Christmas tree is what I assume you were going to say.
I don't know what I was gonna say. I was searching for flash paper, if you can believe it.
What?
You never used flash paper?
I don't. What is flash paper? Maybe.
I don't know. I have a very weird aunt, and she, when we were younger, she had got. I don't know if it was from a novelty store or what. But
what is flash paper? You should have just ended with "I have a very weird aunt." Be like, oh yeah, say no more.
It's like a piece of paper that when you set it on fire, it goes like it doesn't leave ash or like burnt crisp paper. Like the paper disappears in the flame.
Okay.
It's kind of cool.
Sure. Why does she have it?
I think she was trying to impress us.
Did it work?
At the time, yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Imagine being 9 years old and an adult is saying to you, here is a piece of paper. I'm going to set it on fire in front of you, and then it's just going to disappear. Like, it's kind of cool.
Yeah. The only problem with that, it's cool like 3 times, and then by the 4th time, you're like, yeah, all right. I'm leaving. I'm going to go.
You've described what happened.
All right. Anyway, so we've got our weapons. We know what zombies we're working with. Now we got to figure out where's your main base going to be located. Now you can describe a general region. You can pick a specific place. I don't care. But where are you hunkering down?
Yeah, I've thought about this a lot, and
sure.
I have a few friends who are very handy, very kind of rugged individuals, and so I've had many people in my life say to me, like, when it happens, you just come to me and we'll be fine. But here's the thing.
You're talking about specifically for zombies?
Yes, that makes sense.
When it happens.
But I know like whether those people are with me or not, I know where I want to be. And that is, so I grew up near a blimp hangar.
Okay.
A blimp hangar. A blimp hangar is, in my opinion, the perfect zombie place to hide out. So it is a giant, kind of dome, but it's not like a dome. It's like a cylinder, but it's like huge open air area that is completely enclosed. Like they can't climb. They can't climb it. They can't fight through it. Like it's just thick, massive building that is like armored basically. And
wait, what? Why is it armored?
Yeah,
because it looks like it is. I don't know if it is, but it looks like it's very tough. It seems like it would be a very industrial, thick, difficult place. There are no windows. There's no there's one giant door that once it's closed, like they're not getting in.
How do you see who's coming? If there's no windows, how do you see who's coming?
I'm not really worried about that.
What's your definition of armor? Why do you think the blimp hangar is armored?
Well, okay, so
windows is not armored.
What I meant was, like, in zombie films, it's always like they slowly, if it's made of wood, they're slowly splintering at the wood and breaking through it. If it's made of glass, because it's a window, they break through the glass. Like the materials that are ultimately penetrable by a human body that's decomposing.
It's all concrete.
This is all concrete, so it's not something they can just kind of erode with their huge, massive volume of people.
But when you are walking down the sidewalk, are you like, holy crap, these armored paths are amazing?
Yes.
You must just be in awe all the time.
Yes.
Okay, blimp hangar. Are you in a specific city, or I guess you want to go to the one near your house, or do you want to go to a different one?
That'll be, well, actually, I would go to the one site. Well, no, I would go to the, well, okay, I would go to the one near my house because it's also an airport. So it's it's already entirely enclosed in fencing. So you've got a huge, and there's a ton of like free space. So like there's places where you could like grow a garden and stuff.
Oh
and
my God!
You have like a
get the fuck out of here.
well for food. You're gonna need food.
We get that you want a garden, for fuck's sake.
So it's got outdoor space that you can like cultivate for food. You've got like a actual airport that you can like go like abandon the place or like get supplies from. And then if your defenses fail, you've got kind of a awesome place to hide from the zombies. And I feel like eventually they're not gonna be able to keep coming at you. Like they're gonna get bored when they have no sense of any humans inside because it's such a closed off, like airtight place. Not airtight, but you know what I mean.
Airtight would be bad.
It would be very bad. I just mean to say it's like it's soundproof is what I meant. So like they're not going to have any sense that there's anybody inside after a while, and they'll just kind of leave, and then you can like go about your business.
Also, I will say, if you're close to home, if you like forget like your favorite shirt or something, it's not far away.
Exactly. So you get it.
You can go stop by the parents. They can make you a PB&J. It'll be perfect.
You come right back to your zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. Exactly.
You can drive to the apocalypse. The airport is a really good pick. In general, it makes a lot of sense. It's a large area. It's cleared out, so you can see for pretty far. There's a lot of buildings that are unarmored because they have windows, I guess. But that is useful again because you're kind of perched up generally in an airport to get into the planes. I like that an airport a lot. I have never considered that because obviously planes aren't going to work. But the actual building structure is fantastic for a zombie apocalypse. You would just want to tighten up the fence over time. Concrete it, if you will.
I will.
You will not. Hopefully someone in your party will.
Maybe I'll find some big rocks I can just kind of stack up.
And then when you're thirsty, your parents can just make you some lemonade.
Thank you.
I love you got like rocks that can fit in your hand. And you're like, man, these rocks are so big. This feels like gonna slow them down. All right. How about you, Muscle D? Where are you at? Where are you hunkering down?
Yep. Since it's still early in the process, right? They're only invading Atlanta at the moment. I'm gonna take my time a little bit. Yeah, I'm taking my time. Get my shit, and then I believe they can't swim, right? Zombies can't swim. I believe.
No, usually the lore is that they can walk like just down into the water. They won't drown, but they will. It takes them a long time to move through water. They'll kind of just sink to the bottom. So usually they can get through like a river, or like maybe an ocean, but it would take a long time.
Yeah. So
and they can't swim.
Yeah.
Usually.
So in my scenario, I'm going back to my private island in an unknown location, partying with Elon and Mark Zuckerberg and all of them until things start happening.
You don't have to. It doesn't have to be unknown.
It's in an unknown location.
For what was that for? Was that for St. Patty's Day?
Yeah, for St. Patty's Day. Yeah.
For St. Patty's Day, it makes sense for it to be an unknown location. For the zombie apocalypse, it doesn't matter.
I don't want the
zombies don't know.
I don't want them to know.
Well, no, I think you're really concerned about Negan finding you.
Yeah, maybe. That's true. You'd hate for a janitor to stumble upon you. Spoiler alert.
Exactly he is.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that really that show's like premise that like they reveal that before the apocalypse he was just a janitor?
I don't know if that's the show premise since he shows up in season like 5, but yeah, that's his backstory.
Okay.
The show premise is that there's a zombie apocalypse.
Well, I meant his backstory is what I was saying.
Yeah, that's his backstory. It's well done. It's done better than I just said it, but yeah, that's the premise.
You mean the backstory?
Uh-huh. Okay, so for me, uh, I want a cleared out area around me. I want to be perched up on a hill, so I don't know the exact place I'm going to. I'm going to describe a general idea, but I'm moving into a castle. Has the concrete that we need. It's going to be perched up on a slight hill, but I'll be able to see the zombies for
What
days.
country are you in for this? Where are you?
I probably Denmark. I don't know. Maybe
Okay.
maybe Germany. I haven't found the castle, but I'll figure one out while the zombies are spreading. I don't think it's going to be the first place I happen upon. I'm going to have to work towards it, but it's definitely Europe.
Weren't you the one that said that it had spread very quickly?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
See, and you're the one doing research.
I'm not holding up like just like The Walking Dead. I'm not holding up to like season 5, which at that point is like I think 4 years into the apocalypse.
So okay, castle. Was there more to it?
Castle on a hill specifically. If there's woods, I'm going to work on clearing them out. So there's going to be very little wood, lots of visibility. It's one of the big mistakes of pretty much everything in The Walking Dead is they never care about visibility. Drives me fucking crazy.
Well, I feel like on shows like that, the zombies always sneak up with the magic of the camera. Like, clearly anybody physically there would have noticed them coming, but like because the camera can't see them,
Sure.
the characters can't.
Yeah, but I'm saying like their bases really annoy the piss out of me because it'll be like even the hilltop is like that's the right idea, be up on a hill, but then there's forest like super close to their walls. It makes no sense. Drives me crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I just trying to imagine you in a castle. It feels like it'd be very cold and unpleasant. There's no creature comforts to a castle. It's all brick and stone.
I have a flamethrower, so we'll have plenty of fireplaces.
Oh my gosh. You're somehow gonna burn down a stone building.
Building is really selling a castle short, but all right.
Also,
probably.
Typically with flamethrowers, it'd be pretty close to the zombie, right?
Yeah.
What's everyone else? Are you there by yourself, or are there other people there as well?
I don't know. Of course, I'm not by myself. I have a community. There's no point of being king if you don't have anyone to lord over.
Okay.
Boy. Who's making the food? That's the thing I always wonder in these scenarios. Like, how are you eating? Because I get that there's like raiding of canned goods at stores that have been abandoned, but that's only going to last just so long.
A lot of beans, definitely a lot of beans. But no, you need a head farmer and a head chef. Those are vital. And hopefully,
probably a doctor too.
Hopefully, you get some cattle. Oh, you definitely need a doctor. Yeah, honestly, you probably even need a cattle doctor. A vet?
Yep, that's what you were looking for there.
I feel like vets are just for dogs and cats.
No, that's just small animal vets. Large animal vets do cows and horses and.
I don't know if you're just saying stuff or if this is real.
We had a friend, as you'll recall, who actually lived in place Scotland that had a lot of castles. Yeah. And she was a vet. And,
Scotland's good. That's like an island too. Oh, I'll do Scotland.
I don't know why you didn't start with Scotland, but anyway, yeah.
I forgot it existed as a country, as a region.
It's a country.
Is it? Isn't it part of Great Britain?
It's so stupid. So okay, so yes, it is a country, but it is also kind of the equivalent of a U.S. state in the sense that it is part of a larger union of countries. But they don't call it a state; they call it a country, and they're very particular about it.
Yeah, I bet they are, but they don't vote for independence.
Oh, they're still pretty pissed about that one.
They voted.
Yeah, but the thing is, they voted, and one of the main selling points of the stay in the UK column was if you leave the UK, you also leave the EU.
Oh, that's funny.
And so they stayed in the UK so they could stay in the EU. And then literally 2 years later, the UK voted to leave the EU. So
exited anyway, huh?
Yep. Scotland's pretty pissed about that, I think.
Well, bring up another vote then.
I think they might. Anyway, we're not doing an episode about that. We're talking about zombies.
I mean, it's important to understand Scotland. If I'm moving to Scotland, I need to know
You
what's
want to
going on.
respect. Can you imagine you move to Scotland? You haul up. You're the lord of the castle somehow, but also you can't understand a word that any of your subjects says because they're all in a thick Scottish accent.
We're eating a hell of a haggis, though, or whatever. Haggis?
Delicious.
Whatever.
Haggis.
I also am not a lord, you dumbass. I'm a king. Why would I be
You
lord
called
of my
yourself a
castle?
lord. Well, you said you would lord over people. I took that as a lord.
No. All right. Anyway, speaking of, what's your guys' role in this new world? When you're holed up in your blimp hangar specifically.
All right.
And also, I think you can include how many people roughly is there. Like, what part of society? What societies around you too?
All right. So, given my answer so far, you're going to have a hard time swallowing this one.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
But I'm not strong,
I'm the
right?
town gardener.
Oh my god, it'd be funny if I said that. No, fuck that. No, I'm not really strong. I'm not really going to be a good fighter, I don't think. And I don't have any like medical skill or farming skill. I don't think skills are really where I'm going to differentiate myself and be worthwhile. So my role is going to be strategizer. I think I will be good at organizing
Oh no.
and making sure we're all on track and prioritizing and focusing on what we need to focus on, and I will be the logistics man. I will be the guy making sure we've got a supply chain built up.
Oh boy. Logistics. What do you know about logistics now?
Well, technically, I work for a logistics company.
Okay.
Is that enough?
No.
I do think that I have a brain that is.
You do have a brain. That's a good start.
I'm very much I'm organized. I'm somebody who thinks about the ins and outs of a thing and how to practically accomplish it.
Is it important to remind you that you won't have Excel spreadsheets at your disposal in this world?
Honestly, that is a very valid thing to remind me of. But it's fine because they sell those spreadsheet paper, the graph paper, so it'll be fine.
I don't know what you're talking about. What is spreadsheet
graph paper?
Graph paper is one thing. That's not spreadsheet paper.
I'm just saying, like it's got
graph
boxes.
Paper helps you draw a graph.
Okay, well, like you put two of those little graph boxes together, you got to sell, buddy. Like, give me a break.
You're gonna have this fucking spreadsheet. There's gonna be a bunch of XY axes. This is gonna be amazing.
I don't know why the formulas don't work.
I'm just trying to change colors for this one. It's not doing it.
But yeah, highlighters.
Logistics expert.
Yes, that's what I'm going with.
Like, so what are you going to be how big do you think that you're going to be handling the logistics of? Like, how big is this group roughly?
I would say, well, okay, so I feel like at first it's like a couple of folks, like my immediate people, and then my first order,
when it's just you and your family, you're handling the logistics. Does that mean you just you packed a sandwich? Like, what are you talking about?
No, well, okay, so like, what do you need to acquire? What do you need to have a functioning society? You need a doctor. You need somebody who understands how to grow food. You need all these things. I'm going to identify what do we need and then strategize about where can we go find likely places people like that might still be holed up that we can bring into a safe, secure air dock.
So you're going to be a recruiter.
Which is a job title I had for a while. So,
I want to know.
Do you guys offer good benefits?
What do you mean you're going to go to? What do you mean you're going to go to places where people might be held up with skills? What are you talking about? How would you know that?
Well, you just think like, okay, let's go to that hospital.
Walk me through this.
You go to that hospital.
There'll be 15 doctors waiting for some group to nab them.
Yeah.
Oh, is it like free agency? Like you get like
Yeah,
offer
what?
bids?
Yeah, you've signed the top doctor that's still available.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
You figure out where you think. I mean, you got to find people somehow. Maybe go the other way. Maybe you try to. Oh, actually, this is perfect. So this is what. See, this is all just part of the brainstorming process. This is all how the process works.
Perfect.
So we're in a blimp hangar. We've got access to a Goodyear blimp. So we will bring people to us. We'll go up in the blimp. We'll have the sign read on the blimp. It'll be flashing saying like, "Come to the blimp hangar." That's where we're holed up.
I feel like it's
Okay.
a good benefit. Like if you come here, you can get a free blimp ride.
That somehow
That's
sounds
what it'll
dirty.
say. It'll say one free blimp ride if you come to the blimp hangar and make
to
our
join
food.
our society.
Yeah.
Love that. Does blimps just run on fire? I know I've previously chosen to operate a blimp, but
fire.
Yeah, it's like a hot air
You're
balloon.
talking about a hot air balloon. A blimp is not a hot air balloon.
I mean,
a blimp is made with helium.
It's certainly not cold air.
I don't think it's air. I think it's helium. I think it doesn't. It's just a big container. It's basically a giant balloon that doesn't run out of helium because you just leave it and then you just. I don't really know how it works, to be honest, but I know it involves helium. It's not fire based.
I'm now even more worried about it. I was already worried about your plan. I'm even more worried because none of us know how
I'm going to the blimp hangar. I'm going to find a pilot.
Yeah, but
one of them will be there.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do when there's two of them? You have to kick one out. How are you going to handle that?
Kick one out? Do you have any idea how? See, this is why you need a logistics guy. You want redundancies, man. You don't want one guy who can fly the blimp.
Okay, well, what if there's three?
Well, you kill the shortest.
You kill him. You're just going to let him go?
Oh, you let him go, he becomes a zombie. That's what you want? You want more zombies coming at you? One with a axe to grind, mind you?
One who can fly a blimp?
Yeah, that's real dangerous.
Okay, Muscleby. I think, well, do you have any questions for Pantsman? I think I've asked enough. Buddy? You with us?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I do not have any questions.
Did we have to wake you up?
It's such a rock solid plan. You can't argue with it.
I was in the middle of a fight.
Oh, okay.
It took me a second.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. All right, how about you? What's your role in this new world when you're in your private island with Elon Musk and I think you mentioned Mark Zuckerberg, I think you mentioned?
Yeah, so obviously since it's my island, it's going to be house rules, so whatever I say is going to go.
Well, how have you acquired the island?
Through a previous purchase.
You think that in the zombie apocalypse people are going to be honoring your island purchase?
Well, of course.
Thank God!
You're going to show the deed.
We finally found land. We've been searching for weeks. We finally struck land. Oh, you know what? There's a deed on this one. This one's taken. We better keep going.
Yeah. There's a sign that says no trespassing.
Let's respect that.
Anyways, I'm going to be on this island with the top 50 richest people and all of their security guards and bodyguards.
That's a terrible idea.
No, they have awesome security guards. You've really chosen
this poorly.
No, they have great security guards.
Do you think the world economy is going to still exist?
We're going to be on this island.
Wait a minute. Only Atlanta is taking over. I forgot. Wait, how the fuck are you getting this private island?
I already had it. We're flying there.
No, yeah, but you don't have it now. So what are you talking about?
It was through a previous purchase. I had it before the zombie apocalypse.
But after this conversation,
so how far in the future do you need the zombie apocalypse to occur?
No, this happened during the St. Patty's episode. I bought it literally that episode.
But you didn't actually buy an island, is what we're saying. You don't actually possess an island. Otherwise,
you don't own one now.
Take us there. Why aren't you hanging out with the richest people on the planet now? Like, what are you talking about?
Why aren't you at least there?
I got family here. I can't just go down there whenever I want.
Why can't you bring your family to your private island?
I love that we're doing a whole fantasy around an impossible scenario where the dead comes back to life, and I'm so obsessed with the idea that every other part has to be like realistic to fit, and he's like, no, I've got a laser gun and I've got a private island with rich people. Like he just doesn't care. Just
I bought an island before the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, it was a previous purchase that happened to just be awesome for
I
partying
don't
while the zombie
think
apocalypse
you
happens.
you didn't own the private island in the St. Patty's Day. You just went to visit.
Well, I liked it so much I purchased it.
oh, it was a rent to own kind of a deal.
It's like an Airbnb. I was like, oh, this thing's sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and put a down payment down, get my mortgage ready.
Oh, that's very
Get your
smart.
yeah, because the people who buy private islands need a mortgage.
Is that even what it's called? I don't know what kind of loan you take out to have a private island. I can't imagine it's a mortgage.
Real talk, private islands are a thing that you can buy on the internet, and there are websites you can go to where they sell them. And some of them are like, wait, this is only $250,000, but then you find out it's in fucking Nantucket or something.
Oh, you're buying a shitty Nantucket island, aren't you?
Yeah.
No, I'm going where it's warm.
All right. Anyway, what's your role on this? You do not own them. I'm not granting you that you own the private island.
Okay, I'm granting
He's
that
the
for
rich people's
myself,
butler.
You're already allowed to be there with the rich people. So what are you doing?
I'm
Those rich people
And
are going to walk all over you.
I even respect the fact that the rich people, like, there's still an economy, because of the way you set up your zombie world.
Yeah, I don't understand why I can't own this island. I don't know why you're taking that away from me. So fuck you. I'm still owning the island, and it's house rules. My rules go.
So you're what, the maid, or like what? You're cleaning up their throw up from parties the night before. What are you possibly doing on this private island?
No, I'm hosting. I'm the host.
Why are you hosting? You don't own it.
Yes, I do.
All right, right.
Wait, when you say hosting, do you mean like you're the person who's leading the party, or do you mean like you're going to show them to their table?
I'm leading the party. This is my party on my island. It was a special invitation.
Island hostess. That's what I wrote down. Okay, I've kind of already dug into mine. I'm the king of the castle that I found. I've led this group. They respect me because I've shown some real mettle, and I have a flamethrower. So they kind of have to. Otherwise, I'm going to be the Mad King.
I mean, I think you're the Mad King either way. Well, I don't. So I'm not sure. I fully follow your. I mean, you gave Muscle V a hard time. I feel like we need to interrogate this. Why? How did you even get to Scotland? First of all,
And how'd you get the castle?
Okay. There's no economy in my world. We just took over an abandoned castle. That part's easy.
but how did you get to Scotland?
Getting
You
to the
don't
castle,
live in Scotland.
yeah. Getting to the castle is a much better question. Because obviously we don't have planes, so we didn't fly there. We chartered a boat. We commandeered
You chartered a boat.
Well,
So the planes are gone, but the boats are still very much for chartering.
Well, yeah.
Did you guys have a butler and a captain?
Do you have a movie star?
Why do I need a butler?
For food.
And a
a boat.
professor too?
Yeah. No, we did commandeer a cruise ship, thankfully. Which might have been a mistake. It took a lot of fuel, but it was all worth it when we saw the sweet brownish Isle of Scotland. I have no idea what Scotland looks like.
Was the entertainment good on
Very
that cruise?
It was one of those that had like the water park, on the top deck.
Honestly,
like,
why are you landfalling at all? Just stay on the cruise ship. That sounds like fun.
It's one of the, how cruise ships get old after a while.
I don't. I've never been on one.
They're super, super fun for 8 days. And by the 9th day, you're like, I want to fight everyone here. Get me off of this fucking boat.
The castle won't be like that.
Yeah, that's right. No, we do have to set up, we have to establish, food. We have to get food stores. We have to start forging armor. There's a lot of things we have to do. We can't do that all on a dope-ass boat. We're keeping the boat around. We're not sinking it when we're done, but...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously that handled it well. Plus, that kind of let the zombies settle. We're not getting attacked on this cruise ship, obviously.
I
Really
just don't. Oh yeah, because the people dying on that cruise ship aren't turning into zombies. I
Why are
just
they
don't.
dying? Who said they're? It's not that. It's like a. It's
People
like.
die on every cruise ship. Cruise ships have morgues.
Are you serious?
I'm not making this up.
What?
Do you know how many old people go on cruise ships? You don't think that, and you know how often people get sick on a cruise ship? You don't think people die on a cruise ship?
I figured they would stop at landfall.
There could be a fire too.
Too soon.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah.
Sounds like we have a place to contain the zombies, though. The morgue on the cruise ship. Are you typing your logistics then?
Yes. That was handwriting for my spreadsheet.
All right, real quick because we are running out of time. Do you guys have any bonus things you want me to consider, or any of us to consider, as part of your zombie world? Just sort of a free category for you.
I was thinking about this. I feel like one of the most important things to stockpile is going to be fireworks, because famously zombies are easily distracted, and so when they start to swarm you, you really want to have some decoys prepared to just like shoot off and get their attention and divert them until you can regroup and corral them and knock them dead.
That's smart. Fireworks are smart, and plus,
That's why you need a logistics guy.
Once you've beaten all the zombies, you can then celebrate with a couple fireworks. That's really smart.
And on my island, we're gonna stockpile Gatorade because I want to make sure everybody has enough electrolytes.
What?
Well, no, that's a really fair point, because if people are getting drunk on this island having a great time, there's going to be hangovers, but you don't want somebody to be murdered because they're fully alive but very hungover and mistaken for a zombie.
Gotta recover fast.
That's fun.
Triggers are going to be happy on that island.
You think?
You got that many rich people, they all want to hunt the most dangerous game. Suddenly, they feel like they've got a free pass.
They probably would do something fucked up, like hunt a real human, once a fiscal.
They all do it. Oprah, chief among them. She loves human hunting.
Muscle V, you didn't tell us Oprah was on the island.
Is she in top 50?
I don't know.
Probably.
Oh,
she's up there, and even if she's not up there, she's interesting. You're gonna want that. You're gonna want an Oprah.
Okay.
She'll keep things lively.
Oh, she could do her daytime show on our island. Live.
So you're just gonna stare at her? Like, what do you mean?
No, for entertainment purposes. She'll just be broadcasting live from our island.
Yeah, just show me to my table, guy. I just...
You get a car, you get a car, you get a car. Everyone but the hostess gets a car. That's fun. That's a fun ad. Oprah would be someone you'd want around. She's, got a great personality and spirit about her. I don't think she'd be so good at fighting the zombies, but for morale, she'd be great.
I think she could really convince a lot of people to do things that they otherwise wouldn't do.
Yeah, which maybe that could end up really backfiring, though, if she has terrible ideas. It's one thing to run a show. It's another thing to run a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
I guess maybe we'll make that the plot of a show. I'd love to see how that expands out. All right.
And you?
For me, so you guys have heard of moats. You're familiar with that?
Yeah, I know what a moat is.
So obviously my castle's going to have a moat. Even if we have to build one ourselves, that's fine. We got the time. That'll help with the zombies. We're going to have a second line of defense, though. Around the moat, ring of fire.
How is this fire being sustained?
Thank you.
It's not an eternal flame, guys. It's as we see a shitload of zombies coming, ring of fire.
Okay, but that still begs the question: what is lighting? What are you lighting on fire?
We have it there. It's always there's a ring ready to be lit on fire of
what? What is the ring made of? Is what I'm asking you.
dryer lint.
Sold.
You have unlimited dryer lint, huh?
Yeah, I mean we're still washing our clothes and stuff. Yeah, of course.
Gosh, so in every movie, there's that scene where they go into the abandoned grocery store and they're grabbing canned goods and like supplies and they're looking for antibiotics. We got to find the antibiotics. And then like your version of that would just be like going into homes and like open the dryer sheet. Like, is there any lint left? Grab it.
Somebody also start a load.
Man.
Yeah, I think that would work. All right. Again, we're running along, so we should get out of here. I am going to go ahead and recap your worlds for you, make sure you understand them. I don't think we're going to vote on it. Maybe we'll have Boo decide when he comes back, if he ever does. If he's not already a zombie, because you know he would be the first one. He would definitely be patient 0.
Yes.
Anyway, Pantsman, you chose the slow lumbering zombies like we all did. Yours is kind of at a COVID-y pace, so a lot of the world, but not all of it. To combat those zombies, you've got yourself a weed whacker, which would definitely work, be very effective. You'd be hanging out in a quote-unquote armored blimp hangar as the master of logistics who has fireworks at his beck and call in case he needs to distract and or celebrate. Sound good?
Let's do it. Where are the zombies? I'm ready.
All right. Muscle V, you also are dealing with slow lumbering zombies that have only taken over Atlanta. You have a military mind laser to make them warm. You're holed up on a private island with all of the rich people acting as their hostess, because clearly you can't afford to hang out with rich people. And you brought a lot of Gatorade so that they don't feel bad in the morning. That sound right?
2 corrections. First,
Okay.
it's a ray gun. It shoots ray lasers at the zombies and kills them.
Is that what it's called? Is it called a ray gun?
It is called a ray gun. And 2,
Pantsman?
I am the host, not the hostess.
Right, you're
This
showing
is-
people
This is
wherever
my
they need to go.
island. No, this is my island. They come from my invites, and I'm pretty much like, you guys are in my house.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm on the Zeus Wikipedia page, and it says laser a lot. Nowhere in the entire thing. I'm doing a Control F search. There is no word ray on it.
That's pretty definitive. I would say it's not called a ray gun, bud.
Oh, I take it back. There is one instance of the word ray. It is under the references, and it is a reference, an article called "Sci-Fi Ray Gun Debuts in Iraq" on the New York Times.
Oh, click on that one. There is a ray gun.
Click that link. Let's hear about that.
No, but that is clearly an article about this thing that is calling it a ray gun, even though that's not what it's called.
It's a ray gun.
I've elected to make no corrections. I think I captured your spirit perfectly. All right. For me, I've also got the slow lumbering zombies, but they've done a lot more damage. They've taken out about 90% of the world. So to combat them, of course, I've got my trusty flamethrower that I definitely know how to use. I've holed up on a castle on a hill in Scotland. I'm, of course, the king. I lord over people. I'm not a lord, you dummy. And I got a ring of fire next to my moat, which will definitely be effective. So perfect.
You gotta like swim over the moat to light the ring of fire.
There's a drawbridge. Are you out of your mind? Do you know what castles are?
You never mentioned a drawbridge, though.
That's a
Yeah,
standard moat procedure.
You didn't mention it. You don't have one.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
You just gotta like wade through the moat.
That'd be pretty funny. No, we could shoot a flaming arrow to it. That'd
Oh
be fine.
jeez.
The Viking funeral it. That'd be fine.
Great.
You know, you guys have just made mine even better. Thank you. Thank you for fixing it.
You're welcome.
All right. Muscle V, go ahead and throw a poll up on there. We'll see how the public thinks about that.
Okay.
Anyway, let's go on and get on out of here. What do you got for us, Muscle V?
If you play Call of Duty Zombies and you use the ray gun, Please let us know how awesome it is.
Pantsman, what do you have? What would Boo say?
Ooh, what?
Oh no, he's already turned. And I want to thank all of you for hanging out with us all week. We hope you enjoyed our foray into the tougher side of the life without all of our basic necessities like AC, electricity, and not being zombies. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you did, you can probably find us next week, hopefully Monday around 10 o'clock. Obviously, Elon and the hackers are going to be pretty pissed after hearing that Muscle V is running an island for them. So who knows? Maybe they'll strike early. But we think we'll see you then. Until then, we hope you have a great week. And we want to remind you that the most important thing in the zombie apocalypse, make sure you know how to farm. God Daddy's out.